Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever or wherever you are watching this, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jeremy and thank you very much for checking out this video. The Dark Knight Trilogy is available now on 4K Blu-ray. Today, we focus on Batman Begins. Keep an eye on my channel for unboxings of both Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises very soon. So, to begin with, before we get the cellophane off, let me give you a little preview as to what to expect when you receive a brand new copy of this yourself. And as I flip over to the back now, there is a heck of a lot of info on here. If you want to read this more in depth, I encourage you to hit the pause button as it works. There is a lot of technical info on there as well. This is a packed release to say the least. So before I open this proper, just going to give you a quick look at the spines. As you can see, there's a few bits and bobs in there. And here is the spine that will most likely be on your shelf. And for reference as well, here is how it will look when you have it stood up on your shelf. Right, I think that's enough preamble. Let's open this up. Now the fun part, getting the cellophane off. So as I'm peeling this off, just to put this out there, this contains, obviously, because it's a 4K release, the 4K Blu-ray, but it also contains the regular Blu-ray as well. So now, before I go any further, the J card that is attached to the top, I want to try and investigate how to remove this. So let's just see what is... Okay, I think that's attached by a glue dot, which... an interesting choice. Okay, let's see. I'm going to assume there are some up here as well. And I will say, before I remove that, this looks really, really striking. I'm really, really happy with how that looks. And just for point of reference, here is the info again on the back, but without the cellophane covering it. So if you want to hit the pause button and read that in depth, I encourage you to do so. Righty then, let's see if I can remove this J card. So the best way to do this from my experience is to first of all figure out where the glue dots are, which there is one here, and you've just got to just gently peel it away because you never know exactly how these have been printed, and the last thing you want is a giant rip on your rigid case. And there is another one there actually. There we go. Those have both come away pretty easy actually. I'm happy with that. I've had some bad experiences with glue dots in the past. Now, this final one. Let's see. Okay, this seems to be a hefty glue dot, so let's see how this goes. Just bear with me for a few moments. I'm gonna really take my time with this. As you can see, there is a lot there, to be honest, and it looks like it's actually peeling away from the card rather than the case. So, yeah, can I just cheat it so it peels all off onto the card? No. That's the answer to that question. Very well. Okay, well, I'll come back to that in a second. Let's see now if I can just remove this glue dot. Again, it's not a fun... That was good. It's not a fun process, but again, I'd much rather just take my time than regret it later. Alright, there we go. And I'm pretty sure I got most, if not all of that. There's a tiny little bit there I've not got rid of, but you know what, for the purposes of this, I'll probably just leave that there for now. It's not a massive eyesore, as it were. And speaking of eyesore, what the heck? Is that just been marked on, or is that printed on? It kind of looks like it's printed on, but at the same time, all of that sort of grit-looking stuff, it looks like it's actually a proper scuff. Interesting. Actually, out of interest, let me just grab that J card again. Is there any residue on that? No, it doesn't look it, so I don't think it was scratched up from that, if that is a scratch. But anyway, I'll come back to that probably. So, right, so now these are both stickers. We've got both the 12 symbols there, one for the UK, one for Ireland. Looking at that, I'm assuming you can peel them away. I'm not going to try and do that right now this second, but take your time, take care, and I'm sure you can probably do that pretty easily. Now, as we look at the back again, I'm doing an up-close look here. It's a toss-up as to whether that is actually damaged or if that's actually printed on. And oh, that was actually a bit of dust that time. But yeah, so that's how that looks. So a quick look at the spines once again before we get inside proper. And there is the spine for you, the side spine for you once again, and here is how it will look when you have it stood on your shelf. You can see the stickers there, a little bit off center, but once again they are stickers you can see there because they are definitely not printed on the box itself. Righty then, let's get inside this. move that rigid case out of the way. There are two elements to this. I'm going to focus on one of them in particular first. We shall come back to this one. Let's kick this off with the Steelbook. Just get some grit out of the way. So, really striking artwork here. Really like how that's just popping off on the steel. This is a really good print, just to give you a little closer look at this. That works really well as a Steelbook image, in my opinion. And then if we go to the spine, that simple, effective to the point. And here is how the Steelbook looks on its own, should you be wanting to print it out. I will say, actually, just a quick note. The Batman Begins text seems to be a bit off-center. I'm going to assume that's intentional. I'm not entirely sure. I might have to compare that with the other two box sets, but I'll come back to that as needed. And this back image, I really like, because it's a really cool, striking image. Now, as we open this up, what do we have inside? We've got 3 discs in total. So, first of all, we have got the 4K UHD disc. Then we have got the regular Blu-ray disc that I mentioned. And then we've got a third disc. Now, what is this specifically? Special features. So that means special features will predominantly be on that disc. There may be some on the actual 4K Blu-ray disc. Not had a chance to have a look yet myself, in all honesty. But don't be surprised if all, if not the majority of the features are on that special features Blu-ray. And as I just remove all of these discs now so you can see what is underneath. This is going to give me a second here. There we go. Right, so here is the image that is underneath the discs. Nice, simple, to the point. And if I flip it over, just for a point of reference, here is the entire Steelbook print for you. The outer case, that is. So that looks really nice. Very happy with that. And that image on the inside, it's quite striking, quite unique. It's nice to see it's an actual still from the film itself. As I now try and get all of these discs back in seamlessly. It's not that difficult to actually remove them and put them back in, gotta say that, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a problem, but there we go. That is the Steelbook. Next up, we've got this box of goodies, as I shall phrase it. So just a quick little look around for you. Nothing else to note on the spines by the look of it. Very much just a small box, if you will, to hold the inner contents. To open it, we've got to just pull this up. Really simple to do. Nothing particularly untoward about that. Now, let's see what we've got in here. Oh, something didn't fall out there. There we go. Right, put that box to the side. So, there are a variety of pieces of content in here. Let's see if we can figure out what they are as we go along. So, this is the booklet, which I believe advertised was a 16-page booklet. It wasn't specified exactly what was in here, so curious to see if we get any cool little tidbits and whatnot. So, let's have a quick gander. Hello, Christian Bale. Okay, so we've currently got some stills from the film. I'm wondering if some of these may be sort of production photos, maybe taken during the filming, or if they're actually just shots from the film itself. It appears to just be shots from the film itself currently. Is there actually anything else in this book? And they're cool images, but okay, but that is the book. I'll be honest, some cool photos. I would have liked perhaps a little bit more, but maybe because of the amount of features on the disc, that's why it's maybe more specifically just imagery from the film. Still though, some kind of maybe text feature or of some kind would have been cool. Now this is the two-sided poster as it's been advertised. They've certainly done a good job of folding this up. So good job if you're someone that likes folded posters, I guess. And the two images are really cool on this double-sided poster. I will say I would have preferred it if it wouldn't have been as folded, quite frankly, because if you want to frame it or something, it's not necessarily the most dashing looking poster in the world, but you work with what you get, don't you? So, we've got a whole bunch of cards now. If I can actually just grab them. There we go. So, to begin with, I believe we now have a bunch of lobby cards, effectively stills from the film focusing on specific point in the story. The reverse side of all of these cards appear to just be this. We've got some copyright line, the Warner Brothers logo, and a catalogue reference number as well. What I'm going to do is show you each card individually, one by one. And as mentioned, these will be from specific moments or perhaps notable moments in the film itself, be it from the story or perhaps just something very dynamic about them. That is generally what lobby cards are. Almost like if you've got animation, it's like an equivalent of having an art card, if you will, except in this instance, it's actually stills or photos from the actual film in question itself. So far, a really nice selection of images, actually. I've not actually had a chance to see what these were going to be. It's a nice sort of dynamic range, is the word I'll use. That is a great card. I love that image so much. Again, the Batmobile rocks in this film, and that's a freaking good photo of it. Out in the wilderness is Christian Bale. I will say as well, if you're someone that actually likes to frame these and put them in a display, these are really cool to actually put in a display themselves. Like, even that in itself is a cool little fun picture to actually have in a frame. There we go. One of you two is happy in that. And as you can see, I've just noticed the original DC Comics logo there, not the current one. Interesting choice. I wonder if that's because of the time that the film was released, or if that's just a general design choice. And point of reference, the card stock is actually very, very good as well. It's not just flimsy card. So there we go. They're really, really cool. Good selection of lobby cards there. Happy with those. Right, next up, I believe this is what's been phrased as the costume card. And this, by the look of it, is some concept art of the actual Batsuit itself. Got some thick cardstock, and on the other side, you can see the actual Batsuit from the film itself. That's a cool piece of reference, actually. I really, really like this image. That's a nice, fun extra that I like. That's something I might have expected in the booklet, honestly, not actually as a card itself, but you get what you get. And here we have what has been phrased in the advertising as a storyboard card. So this is part of the sort of the concept phase of making the film itself and how they want to shoot it. This is a specific scene from the film, and then there you go, young Bruce. I won't lie, might have expected a bit more than that. Even maybe having some more of the storyboards in the booklet might have been cool, but again, not the end of the world, just perhaps not exactly what I was expecting. So in terms of all the cards that are included in this set, nice selection overall. The lobby cards themselves, really, really happy with. Again, if you're someone that likes to frame them, they can make a good piece to frame with. So a good selection of imagery from the film. And I imagine when it comes to me unboxing the other two films, there might be a similar sort of thing involved. We shall see when I get to that in the coming days here on my channel. Now for the fun part. Well, a fun part. Let's see if I can actually get this content back in this box. And the quick answer to that is no. So, give me a second. It is actually relatively simple to get them back inside. It's just nature of sort of filming this unboxing makes it a little bit awkward, but there we go. And to seal it back up, you just put the tab in there. Very, very simple stuff. And then with that being said, I think that just about wraps up this unboxing. One thing left to do to get this back inside the rigid case, which I've not done well at all, so let's try that again. There we go. Slides inside very easily. So there we go, folks. That is Batman Begins, the 4K Ultimate Collector's Edition set, available now. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in more unboxings of the Batman films, keep an eye out on my channel in the coming days for unboxings of both The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.